Hello, this is Model Monday episode 38, and here I have Tamiya's 1/35 scale StuG 3 Alfs G. This particular kit portrays the ones given to the Finnish army during World War II. The Finnish StuGs featured lots of log and concrete armor, as well as a very interesting camouflage scheme. Here you can see the different sides of the kit. Again, that very interesting camo scheme is pretty interesting. As for the kit itself, the hull is a bathtub style hull with pretty good detail on the sides and bottom. Next is the upper hull. This portion is pretty much one large piece with separate hatches and other details. The weld seams look pretty good. As does the engine deck and those details. The detail along the fenders is alright. And as for the rest of the parts, there are hatches, engine bay hatches, other details such as the jack. These engine bay hatches have very nice cast texture. And there you see the rear plate. Front driver's hatch, transmission hatches, and the roof. Very nice detail on all those. Next are the pieces of the running gear. We have two of the same sprues with the road wheels. Again, very nicely detailed, even with the weld seam in there. It's very cool. Either wheel and drive sprocket. Suspension arms. Final drive assembly. Very good detail on the return rollers. And then here we have other details for the engine deck, a few figures, very nicely detailed. Gun manlet. There's a little dog. And then some other pieces over here. The gun barrel. It's molded in two different halves. It's very nice. Now, finally, the last sprue. This contains the applique armor, the MG shield. I'm not entirely sure what type of Russian machine gun that is. Here's the concrete armor. Another gun barrel. I'm assuming this is to have two different types. And another figure. C-hooks. These logs are optional for different variants. Look alright. I would probably replace them with real logs just to get that authenticity. Spare tracks. Those look wonderful. That is it for the sprues. The kit also comes with these rubber tracks. Typical Tamiya rubber tracks, they're alright. And then there's obviously lots and lots of options for aftermarket tracks for sale. And then these for the drive sprockets and other wheels so that they can spin. It also gives you this string for, I'm assuming it's for a tow hook. That's always nice. As for the decals, you get multiple Finnish swastikas. I believe those are barrel markings and then actual tank markings. And then these PS numbers are the numbers given to individual vehicles. It's just what the Finns did. Now for the Instructions. As per most kits, starting off with the lower hull, adding on an optional applique armor to the sides, working your way back towards the rear deck. Finally, adding on the wheels, adding other details, spare tracks. Then moving on to the front, adding those transmission covers, front driver's port, engine deck details, semi-detailed gun breech, gun barrel, attaching the tracks, mounting the gun assembly, adding smaller details such as the jack, machine gun, and those things, and other tools. It also comes with this stowage box found on many of the Finnish StuGs that was not common on the German variants. Right here, and you can see it going on there. That's a very interesting detail that sets it apart from its German counterparts. Then adding the optional logs or spare wheel, and then just final details. Additional optional concrete armor. The figure. The painting guide has a bit of history on it. Here you can see one variant for a particular vehicle in July of 1944. This is the late type with logs on the side. And then another marking for an early type in April of 44 without the logs and with spare wheels. That's also very interesting. So this is a very interesting, different kit. I think I'm probably going to build this as the early type with the spare wheels. I don't really like the way the logs look. The kit itself is very nicely detailed, and I would highly recommend it to anyone wanting to build a Finnish vehicle in general, or even just a StuG. This looks like a very nice kit.